Waheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji ki Fateh. Sometimes we think about the purpose of life. What is the point of this life that we're living? We think, why have we been created? For most of us, life is about being more wealthier, getting a better job, having a good social status. And so we're always in pursuit of these things, these materialistic, worldly goods. And so we're always in competition with other people as well. Like, I want to be more wealthier than him. I want to be more successful than him. And we don't think about the true purpose of life. And so we think we find happiness in these things. We're not finding that permanent happiness. We're finding the temporary happiness in these things. So what is the purpose of life? Well, the answer is in Rehraas Sahib, which Sikhs read every morning. And Guruji tells us in Asa Mahalla Panjma, they say, Pai Parapat Manuk De Huriya, Gobind Milan Ki Hai Teri Pariya. So Pai Parapat Manuk De Huriya. Guruji is telling us we have been given this opportunity, this chance, through this human life that we received. This human life is so precious to us, so valuable. We have received this human life after 8.4 million life cycles. So it's very valuable, it's so precious to us. And then Guruji is saying, Gobind Milan Ki Hai Teri Bariya. Gobind means God, Milan Ki Hai Teri Bariya. Bariya means chance. This is your opportunity, your chance to meet God in this life. And so that is the purpose of life. So this human life is a medium between us, between the soul, and the divine creator, our creator. Guruji goes on to say, Avar kaj tera kitan kaam, mil sad sangat bhaj keval naam. So avar kaj tera kitan kaam. We are in pursuit of these other worldly actions, these worldly jobs, new activities to do, that we think we'll find happiness in. And so we go in there, so we pursue those things. But we're not finding any satisfaction from it. Us as humans, we're always chasing these materialistic goods, these worldly goods, because we don't find satisfaction or any gain from them. So we just want more and more. And we think we're finding that happiness, but then we forget it. And then we go after something else. And then Guruji says, Mil sad sangat bhaj keval naam. So what do? We should join the holy congregation, the Sad Sangat. And Bhaj Keval Naam means we should jap Naam. We should connect to that divine being, to that supreme soul that created us. And that is the purpose of life. That is what we should be doing. And then as we connect with others, and as we connect with our supreme creator, we start to feel that vibration within us. We start to feel happiness, true happiness, happiness that will last. Let's say Waheguru Ji is a vast ocean, and you take a tiny droplet out of that ocean. That tiny droplet contains the ocean within it. The ocean makes up that tiny droplet. And that is what Guruji is telling us, that we are the tiny droplets of that ocean which is Waheguru Ji, which is God. And we as souls, our Atma, is separated from Paramatma, which is a supreme soul, which is a soul that has created us. And so our soul is just a tiny little piece of that supreme soul. And our duty is to connect back to that Paramatma. So how do we connect? The answer is very simple. We simply meditate on the name of the Lord. And in Sikhi, we meditate by doing Simran, by listening to Kirtan. And this elevates our soul. This connects us to God. And we simply meditate by saying Waheguru, Waheguru, Waheguru. And it just elevates the soul. It brings the soul to peace. But this meditation, this connection to the divine being is stopped, is hindered by Maya. Maya, which manifests itself in those 5 vices that we talk about so often, in Kaam, Krodh, Moh, Lobh and Ankar. It manifests itself into that, and it affects us. Because as soon as we meditate, we feel the peace, we feel the vibration within us. But then as soon as we stop, as soon as it comes to an end, and we come out of the meditation state, Maya engulfs us again. All that greed, the attachment, the ego, and the lust, it all becomes part of us again. And so what we should do is be in constant remembrance of God. It's definitely difficult, it's easier said than done, but it's something that will connect us to God and it will keep those 5 vices in control. So we try to find happiness through wealth, through these worldly desires, but that is all a false illusion. We find true happiness in the name of the Lord. Because when we die, all these worldly goods that we accumulate, they don't go with us. But that Naam that we japed, that Naam that we meditate upon, God's name, that will definitely be accounted for. However, saying this does not mean that we're not entitled to these things in life. Of course we are. But it's when we become so emotionally attached, so emotionally invested in these things, that becomes so eminent in our lives, that we differ away from Naam, from our Creator, the problem then begins to arise. Because us as souls, we're separated from the One, and our goal is to merge back into the Creator, become one with God again. We will find true happiness when we start to realize the love we already have for God in our hearts. And that's when we will realize the true purpose of life. So Pyareo, let's start putting our strength in connecting to this divine being. Let's start realizing the love that we have for God. And when we do this, we'll find true happiness within us. That's when we'll find that true inner peace. So, forgive me for any mistakes made. Waheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji ki Fateh.